Hey there, YouTube. This is Mr. Budget coming with another deck profile. So, I know I'm a bit late. Life goes on, but sorry about that. But we finally got all the pieces that we need for our budget version of Blangdmire Nexus. I apologize for the glare. I'm still working on the lighting issue in my office. But I just want to start by saying thank you for everyone who watches the videos, leaves comments down below. I appreciate all of you guys. But we're trying to reach a goal of at least 1,000 subscribers, just so this channel can be more subsidized and things like that nature. So we can only do that with your help. By liking and commenting and interacting with the videos and sharing them, you help us reach that goal. So if you guys like what we do here, if you guys appreciate the budget aspect of the game, please like, subscribe, all that good jazz. But we're just gonna get right into the deck profile. So this is Blangdmire Nexus. Again, I apologize for the glare. This is the new form of Blangdmire. If you watch other people's videos, you know, if you've seen the episode, you know, this deck really is good. I've been testing it out lately, and I also recently went to a tournament with it. Did pretty well. I got 2 wins, 1 loss, only because I low rolled in that last game against a levy dress player. But we played it back, and when I high rolled, it was more in my favor. The only issue that I see with there's 2 blaring issues with this deck. One, there's no way to search out Blangdmire out of the deck, and as always, there's no searchability in the deck, and there's also 3 things, and there's no way to get a 5th attack out of the deck outside of using the red OT, but you really don't want to use the red OT because you want to finish the game with crit pressure as much as possible, in my opinion. So I believe like once the deluxe is over and we see the next season of Vanguard Overdress or wherever we are in the next season, Blangdmire is still Blangdmire and its user is still in the anime. Hopefully we get a new card that allows us to do a 5th attack. Without further ado, let's get right into the deck profile. So Blangdmire Nexus has a continuous ability. This unit is always considered Faded 1 of 0 Blangdmire. Also has the ability that if you have the original Blangdmire in your soul, you gain the original Blangdmire's divine skill, and your front row rear guards receive plus 5,000 permanently. Then it has the act skill, which you can bind 4 cards from your soul, and your opponent as well binds 2 cards from their board. And then you also can either draw a card like the original Blangdmire, or, which makes it brand new, you take one of the cards in your bind zone which is face down and call it to rear guard. So your bind zone now becomes like a second hand for you. So if you want to tuck away certain pieces there so you can call them back later, that's the ideal place to put them now. So that is, in this deck, we're playing 4 copies of Blangdmire Nexus. Also, we brought back a original part of the deck. We're also playing 4 copies of Single Strike Colossus. This was a part of the original Blangdmire set when it first came out. A little refresher: when it attacks, if you have 4 more cards around, it gets plus 10,000 power. And then if you give it power, it moves itself to the soul. Its other ability, if it's moved to the soul for whatever reason off of a skill, it immediately binds itself face down and draws you a card. So this is not only part of your bind engine, but also a part of your draw engine. So that's all. We only play 8 grade 3 units. Grade 2 units are our bread and butter. Again, also one of the first cards that came out for Blangdmire. We're still playing 4 copies of Zamoog. Once again, go over skill pretty quickly. When it attacks, you can Energy Blast 3, give yourself plus 5k in a crit if your Vanguard is a Blangdmire. And then when it's placed from anywhere, you counterblast 1 and reveal the top 3. Put any number of cards from those 3 into your soul. If at least 1 goes into the soul, you shuffle your deck and draw 1 card. Next, we're playing 3 copies of Vadrock Dragon. This is part of Blangdmire's second set of cards that came out. On place from anywhere, soul charge 1, and then if you may counterblast 1, call a grade 2 or less card from your soul to rear guard. If your Vanguard is not Blangdmire, return it to the soul at the end of the turn. In addition to that, it will gain plus 10,000 power for every 4 cards in your bind zone. The reason why Vadrock is here is because we use Vadrock alongside of another card to make a booster for Zamoog, making this a really big column. New card that came into the set is 3 copies of Crying Crow Vartek. Vartek takes the place of Schemer in the deck as a grade 2 booster that naturally gains boost by itself. Her skills are constant. If your Vanguard is Blangdmire, this unit gets all of the following abilities down below. If you have 4 or more cards bound, it gains 5k. It gains the ability that your opponent cannot choose it for effects. It gains 5k power and shield, and the ability to boost. Last but not least, we're playing 3 copies of Game of the Underworld. We're still playing the we're still playing the order package without Schemer. Again, this is the only card that allows Vadrock Dragon to become a booster, and it's very important in this build that Vadrock is a booster for Zamoog. That way that column is very big and healthy. Usually I get that column around somewhere, usually on my final turn, I can get Zamoog's column somewhere within the 80k range. Most time not, your opponent doesn't have enough cards to guard it, on top of the divine skill of Blangdmire. Those are all of our grade 2s. For our grade 1s, we're playing 3 copies of the new Elaborate Wizard. Elaborate Wizard has the ability on place from hand. One place from hand. One place from hand. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 into the soul and 1 into the bottom of your deck. I would rather it put on top of the deck, that way you can stack your triggers, but that'd be a little too broken. The other ability that it has is at the end of the battle that it boosted, you may counterblast 1 and bind itself face down, so another binder. And you may choose any normal unit from your soul and add it to your hand. So that's copies of your Vanguard, that's PGs, or necessary pieces that you need in your hand. As always, we're still playing 3 copies of Evoke Alchemist, Blangdmire's booster. We'll go over really quickly. It gains a lot of power when it's boosting, especially when it's boosting Blangdmire. Has the ability to counterblast 1 when it boosts a Blangdmire Vanguard, to counterblast 1 and turn 1 of your rested rear guards up, standing face up. And if there are 8 or more cards bound, it gives it plus 15,000 power. That really comes in handy, especially towards the end turn, ending your final turn. So since we're not playing Schemer, but we still need to find a way to search out that order, I'm playing 3 copies of Advent's Wrestler, just for the simple fact that it can search out the order and play it from the drop zone. 9 times out of 10, we do get the order enhanced, so this just becomes discard fodder. It becomes a very easy unit that you're willing to get rid of. Okay, we're playing 3 PGs, which means we're playing the 1 Element Centauria. Won't go into this. Every deck video always shows this, so we're never going to go into it. That's all of our grade 1s. Going into our grade 0s, of course, we're playing the Dark States Over Trigger. Still playing 3 front, 4 effect crit, 4 normal crit, and of course 4 heal. So we want to end the game as fast as possible, so you want to crit stack your opponent to oblivion. And if you build your border right, your entire front row is going to have +2 crit on it when swinging on your final turn. So just getting extra crits and things of that nature does help. I was playing against another mirror match at my locals a few days ago, where my opponent was using effect heals, which is, I get the point of it, but they're neither here nor there. They're very situational. So I'd rather just have blank shield value, because in the current game of Vanguard, especially in Standard, defensive is not the name of the game. So you need to get as much defensive cards in your hand to live your opponent's turn, or you just outright get washed. Okay, that is the entirety of the deck. If you guys want to see this deck in action, to see how it plays, how I play it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. Please put in the chat Blangdmire fight video. That way I know that you guys really want to see this in a match against whatever. Give me some suggestions of what you want to see this deck go up against. Recently I played against Bab Sagra, and I had no problems dealing with it. If you guys would like to see that fight, leave a like down below. Comment down below as well. And as always, this has been Mr. Budget saying we will see you guys here next time. Peace.